In this part, we are going to learn the SketchUp. Till now, we have done the PVC and the AutoCAD designing part for solar rooftop and the basic training of the components and different technical specification of solar system, right? So in this part we are going to learn the basic tool sets and usage of SketchUp, how to do basic 2D and 3D design in SketchUp interface, and how to do the shadow analysis using SketchUp. We'll learn another tool called as Scallion, which can be integrated with SketchUp for its usage and ultimately generate the shadow analysis report in SketchUp. So this total SketchUp part we are going to cover in 5 modules, but in we need to understand that we are not training the full SketchUp part here. We are just learning the SketchUp part which is required for the uh, solar drawings and shadow analysis of solar system. So our modules or classes will be only related to the solar design and shadow analysis part only, right? So in this part, in the first part, we are going to learn what is how to install SketchUp, what are the basic SketchUp interface, what is basically SketchUp as a tool, and how to do basic 3D drawings in SketchUp. Because in AutoCAD we have learned the 2D design. In AutoCAD also we can do the 3D, but in SketchUp we can do a realistic drawings by using 3D interface. And what are the basic tool sets by which we can do the design in SketchUp? Okay, so let's start. The first module we are going to learn what is the basic of SketchUp through this PPT. After that, through a video, we are going to learn how to use the SketchUp, what are the basic tool sets of SketchUp, how to use the SketchUp. Because in the SketchUp, our main aim was to basically create a house and put solar PV panels over the house so that it's a 3D figure and we can go ahead and check the shading analysis. Like the gap between the solar panels are more than enough for shading purpose or not. Okay. So the first part we are going to cover is we are going to learn the basics of this tool SketchUp, and we are going to design a house. In the next part, in the next module, we are going to learn 4 different types of commands which will be useful for doing the same. That is layers, dimensions, copies and arrays, and autofold. In the third part, we are going to design a house over which we are going to put the panel. In the fourth part, we are going to place panels. In the fourth module, we are going to place panels over this SketchUp. And in the last part, we are going to do the shadow analysis and try to generate a simulation report from the SketchUp itself. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so we are starting up with SketchUp. Whoever has joined the call, I would request to kindly mute the call button, please. So, uh, first we need to learn what is SketchUp and from where we have got this SketchUp. SketchUp is basically the most powerful 3D modeling computer program. It helps us to create any type of design in 3D, directly in 3D. So it can be architectural design, interior design, landscape design, civil or mechanical design. Even it helps us for creating video game or films, because we will see it like in the shadow analysis. We need to create scenes where we need to basically ensure that our like system looks like it is moving originally, right? So SketchUp is basically a 3D model designing software. It was first brought by last software company. So when it was brought by last software company, the original date was near about 2000 August, and it was selling at a high cost of $495. But Google has bought it from them and ultimately made it as free. Okay. So on December 2007, Google has made it free and it has released with the name of SketchUp 6. Now, what is the basic thing of SketchUp? In the SketchUp, what in other softwares we need to do is that we need to transfer a 3D diagram to a 2D diagram, right? If we need to draw a roof, we need to take the roof from the top or from the side. So in most of the designing cases, we need to do the design in 2D. But in SketchUp, the best thing is you can think it in 3D and you can design it in 3D. So there is no need of thinking like converting it into 2D. So once we do any type of modeling, this type of modeling, the total house that you can see in the screen, this type of modeling is possible in SketchUp. This type of modeling is possible in SketchUp. In SketchUp, there is a facility called warehouse. So you can say it's a library for the SketchUp where it has the basic type of model assemblies like a chair and a table, different type of furniture, different type of windows, doors, automobiles. So there are basic few free model assemblies that is already there in the 3D warehouse of the SketchUp. Okay. So this is just a basic overview how a SketchUp looks. Learning SketchUp, first we need to know how to download SketchUp. So in the Google page we can write SketchUp or SketchUp download directly, and when we search we'll get this first search option as www.sketchup.com. In that option we have something called as download SketchUp. So we can click directly on the download SketchUp button and it will take us to the SketchUp page. So once we open the SketchUp page, you can see that it will ask you for professional projects. They have a 30-day trial version. So you can take for professional projects 30-day trial version and can click on start free trial. So once you click on this start free trial, it will ask you to create your own ID. So you can log in through sign in through Google, or you can create a new ID for signing in. So I'm just signing in through Google. So selecting my own account. Once you started signing in the page, your download will automatically search. As I have already kept the download, you can like once you have wrote the download, you can you will find the button as download SketchUp, or if it's for your first time, whenever you are going to log into your ID, it will automatically start the downloading of the SketchUp. It's a very simple tool. So after download, you just need to click on the tool and do the installation process. It hardly takes 2 to 3 minutes for the same. Okay, so now let us check how does a SketchUp looks like. Guys, this is how a SketchUp page looks like. So whenever you're going to open the SketchUp, this page will come which will have different templates to create a model. So to create first model, what we are going to do is that we are going to take the simple one. So you can take simple in inches or simple in meters. For us, the basic calculation that will help us to do will be in simple in meters, right? So let us click simple in meters. It is just the units of measurement which we are taking into control. So we are taking meters into control. Now once we open up the page, you can see this page will open up in your screen. In this page you have the basic toolbar bars above. You can see these are the basic toolbars containing of your mouse button, your eraser, your drawing tool. This is called the arc tool. Next is rectangular tool. This is called as the purge tools. We will discuss. These are the basic tools which is there in your basic tool set. So on the right hand side you can see a numerous number of tools is open. This is called as the large tool sets, right? So how to open a large tool set, we'll also learn that. But in the screen you can see there are three lines. One is the blue line, which is the height line. One is the green line and the red line. So red line represents x-axis, green as y-axis, and z-axis represents as blue. So from here we can understand in which axis we are standing currently. And you can see another picture of lady is there in this screen. This lady basically determines the height. So whenever you are going to open a new page in SketchUp, this lady will come in and this lady will represent the height and the base of your reference quadrant. So this lady represents a height of 6 feet. So this lady, you can remove this lady by selecting it and clicking on delete. In the right hand corner, you can see something called as tray. This is a simple tray. We will also learn how to open the tray. So let's start. Above you can see the first option is coming as file. From file you can open up a new file as we have done. If you have any like template that is saved, you can open from the new from template. If you have already done some work and you want to reopen that work, you can go to the open or the open recent option. So you can see in our open recent option, Koshipur Institute of Girls, we have done few of the projects which is being shown. This is the normal option that is there for every type of software, that is save, save as, save a copy as, save as template, so on and so forth. Send to layout means to, if you want to print it, you can print it by using a 2D layout. So it is directly represented as send to layout option. Once you click on the send to layout option, it will go and print in a 2D option. Next is geolocation. If you want, like if you want to do any drawing, particularly adding a location, this geolocation tool will come into play. We will learn it in due course. 3D warehouse. 3D warehouse is something where we already have few of the pre-designs like furniture, building, few designs already there in the library of SketchUp. So it can be opened by using 3D warehouse. Import, export. If you want to import any model or you want to export any model which is created in SketchUp, can be done here. For the print, we have page setup, document setup, and print option. And generate report is the last option. If you want to generate any type of drawing report or any type of shadow analysis report from SketchUp, we need to go through this option. The next comes is the undo is the edit option. This is normal edit option which is being there in any types of software, that is cut, copy, paste, undo, erase, redo, delete any guidelines if you have opened it, hide, unhide, lock, unlock. Okay. Next is the view option. So in the view option, it will show as show tab bar. So if you want, you can see the what is the name of the project. So you can click on the show tab bar or hide tab bar. Next is the tool palette. So as I mentioned, on the right hand side, the last number of tools that is open is from the tool palette. So if you close this tool palette, this tool palette won't be seeing in your screen. So it's better to always open last tool palettes which will have all the more or less tools which will help you to make your diagram in SketchUp. After tool palettes, there are hidden geometry, hidden objects. We will come, this class will be basically on the designing and shadow analysis for solar, right? So we won't be going to each and every component of it. We will cover it in a class where SketchUp of everything is required. We are just going to cover overall which is required for only for shadow analysis. It's not a SketchUp class. This is only for shadow analysis using this SketchUp software, right? So even though I'm going to explain this, these are the different types of hidden geometry objects. If you want to take any section, plane, section, cut, it is, you can select it from the view option. Even animation, if you want to like if you're going for shadow analysis, we want a shadow at 10 a.m. in the morning, then 12 in the noon, 3 in the afternoon, and 6 p.m. in the evening. We can add scenes by using this animation toolbar, right? Next is the draw. Basic draw commands are there already in the basic toolbar. If you want, you can have from here lines, freehand, arc, different type of arcs, shapes, sandbox, different type of contour if you want to make. Camera is how you can want to check the view. This is the if you want top view, it will go to the top view. Top view is nothing but the 2D view, right? From from the camera, if we change this to the bottom view, it will only change the 2D view in a different quadrant, right? Next is the tools. You have the different type of tool commands that is there: move, rotate, scale, which we are going to learn the basic function commands which we require, we are going to learn from this tool button. So this tool has different types of components which you can use, like push pull, follow me, offset, the same component which is there in AutoCAD. We have already learned AutoCAD in the basic training first part. So it has the same component, more or less that of an AutoCAD: tape measure, protector, axis, how to get dimension or put text or 3D text in case of SketchUp drawing directly, or in case of if we do a drawing in like AutoCAD, we can import it in SketchUp and ultimately convert it into 3D drawing if we want. Next is the Windows, which is in the Windows. Basically, what is most important is the 3D warehouse, from where we can open multiple number of library profiles which is already created, and we have shadows option which we would require during shadow analysis, right? Next is the extension. If you require more extension warehouse, you can download it from SketchUp and can add it here. Last is the help option, which is more or less common in case of any software, right? So this is basically the different toolbars which we would require. Let us see what are the basic tools that is there in the basic toolbar. As I have mentioned, eraser tool. Next is the drawing tool, arc tool, rectangular tool. What is this type of tools is basically required to create a special type of drawing, right? There is a circular tool, move tool, undo redo tool. This is for extension of any diagram. This is tape for measurement. This is for putting text command. This is for coloring purpose. If you want, if you click on this, you can see the color option opens up, right? This is for coloring of any building, giving its texture and all. Sorry. This orbit command which helps you to move on the orbit, on the plane. It will make you, show you a basic 3D feeling, right? So this is called as the orbit command. Is a hand command for moving your drawing as per your requirement. This is the zoom in zoom out command. This is basically the 3D warehouse. Directly, if you click on the 3D warehouse, as I mentioned, you just need to click on accept the above terms. Yeah, you can see Windows Live, construction live, kitchen bath component live components. They are already being given in your 3D warehouses like chimneys, etc., which is required. This is software which is not only required for building construction, it's also required for interior designing, right? So we will only use that part that is required for the solar designing part. Next is a single click for extension warehouse, okay, which is also free. You can download it. You just need to download it. This is for sending to save layout, that is saving your models, right? And last is your extension manager. If you need to open, enable, like if you want to enable or disable any type of camera tools, dynamic components, sandbox tools, or trimble content, you do it by using extension manager. Next is basically your tray tool. Tray tool is a tool which can be opened easily, and from the tool option and the other view option. From the tray tool, what we can do is that we can go ahead and keep all the components we are working. Like we would be here working on the shadow analysis part. So we have opened the tray tool, then we have gone to the options window and open up shadows, right? In the tray tool, as we have opened the tray tool already, we can put what work we want to do in the tray tool. So in this case, we want to do a shadow analysis. We have opened the shadow analysis using the tray tool, right? So this is the basic how a SketchUp GUI interface looks like. Learn how we can use the different toolbars. The first toolbar we are going to use is a pencil. Pencil is a toolbar by which we can draw any line in any direction. So the pencil is basically the drawing tool, or you can say as a line tool. But before showing you how we can do the design with an arc, let us do it with a rectangle. So once we click on the rectangle, with the pencil we can draw a rectangle in any of the quadrant. So we need to understand in which quadrant we are selecting and in which we are moving our mouse. So first, in the first case, we are going to do the same in our red and green axis, the x and the y axis. So instead of going towards the, if we go towards the blue axis, it will take on the blue axis. The first thing you need to go in the red axis or the green axis direction. Then we can go ahead and form the rectangle. So let us form a rectangle. Okay. So from here you can see we have formed a rectangle, right? Now, if we want to form coplanar drawings or coplanar rectangles with this, how can we use? Okay, we can take the drawing tool, pencil. We can go to the endpoint. If you see, in the endpoint, it will show as a green dot. But whenever we are in the midpoint, it will show as again a blue dot for the midpoint, green dot for the endpoint, or any other points, it will show as red rectangle. So endpoint is green dot, midpoint is blue dot, and the any other points or the edge is what is called as will be represented as red rectangle. So let us do the drawing from the end point. So now to do a coplanar design in the red and the blue axis, we will take it from the end point and take towards the blue axis, right? So if we want to freeze in the blue axis direction, we can click the upper key. Once we click the upper key, it will fix in the blue direction. It will show as an inference, right? So we can keep in, we can take any length we want. So let us take this length. Now, if you want to go to the other axis, if you see, if you toggle, it will show as a green line. But whenever it will come on the axis points or the axis lines as a coplanar axis, it will represent with the same color as that of an axis. So in the z-axis is showing as blue. So if we want to go towards the red axis, it will show as red. If you want to go towards the green axis, you can see it will show as green. So it's very easy to check, and once you get the green axis or the red axis from the inference line, to fix it up you can click on the arrow keys, right? So let us go to the green axis and form the coplanar design, right? So we have formed a coplanar design of the same rectangle by using inference engine or the arrow key engine. Let us practice it again. Now we are doing it towards the red axis. Okay. So what we are doing is that we are just using the inference engine to find out the axis. It is very easy, as the axis will be like colored as blue, green and red, and by using the inference engine we can form a coplanar design. So you can now see that this is the coplanar design, or this is a two world diagram, you can say, which we have formed, right? So let us try from another angle to complete this coplanar design. So now from here we need to come to the grade axis, and so this is the, sorry, just let us take the green axis first. Okay, because if we take the red axis it will come on the opposite side. So let us take the green axis first. For that reason we need to change the, yeah, we need to change the view direction. So from here we will first take the green axis, then we will ultimately bring it down. But you need to remember, while bringing it down we can't use the same planet design. So we first need to do the design by fixing it on the green axis from our side, right? Okay. So now we are going, by using the arrow key, we are going to fix the green axis. Just hold on. Okay, we have formed the green axis. So from here you can see, by using the inference engine and the arrow key command, we have formed a 3 world layer. So for any diagram, if you need to form in this way, there is another easy way to do the same. So let us come to the first coplanar rectangle design, right? So this was our first coplanar rectangle design. From here, we can use a push-pull command. This is the push-pull command. We can directly select the surface, and if we require, we can push it for making it deep or pull it to giving it a height. So from here, if we use the push pull command, you can see we can take or give height, breadth, length to any command we want, right? See, so this is a solid design that we can form by using push pull command. Now let us check what else we can form. Rotated rectangle is nothing by doing a rectangular design by using the rotational endpoints, right? Next is the circle. From any quadrant point, if you want to do a circle, we can form it by using the circular drawing command. This is the circle. We need to take the center, give it a radius, and can leave to form a circle. So from here you can see this is a circle which is formed in 3D, right? Similarly, you have the polygon command where you can go ahead and form a polygon if you want. So this is a 3D polygon. Generally in 3D, circular polygons are least required to be formed, right? But yes, if you want to form a circular diagram, like let's say here, let's say there is a tower just beside this building. So we have formed a circular diagram here of a circle using a push pull. Let us consider the height is more, right? So first, for getting the height, first let us take it in such a view from where we can understand the height. Then we use a push pull command to get, look, this is the same height. If you want to give the same height, if you want to reduce the height, if you want to make the height more. So in this case, we are making the height of the circular beam more than the building. Okay. So this is how we can form the design. Okay. So the next is basically extension key. If we have formed this diagram and we want to extend it, so uniformly you can reduce it, but it will only take place in the push pull command. The whole diagram as a solid will increase or decrease, but in this case, by using this command, you can only do it in the uniform scale for a single surface. Let's say we are reducing it in one surface, right? So you can see it has been reduced only on one surface, not on the other. So for slanting roof, this is one of the best method to form the design. Next is the tape. Tape is a very easy command. If you want to see what is the length, you can use the tape to see the length, right? So from here you can use the tape for seeing the end point to end point length. This is a box where you want to take the length and write. So from here to here, you take the length. If you want to, like with a scaling length, right? You are taking 6 meters, but here in the drawing you have only given 60 cm. So from here you can even edit the length. If you want, you can edit the length. You can put it in any surface or any place you want. So taping is just for checking whether you have done it correctly or not, and text tool is basically putting the text of the same taping tool. Fine. By using the taping tool, you can only check whether you are doing the design or not. Next, we have already informed you that this orbit tool is nothing but just to orbit around the 3D space. Color tool is just for giving color to any of your designs in this way. Any color you want to put on your designs surface wise, you can put the colors surface wise, right? So any color you want to give, you can give it by using this color tool. Zoom in, zoom out. If you want to zoom in, you can use this command. For zooming out, you can use the mouse itself for zooming out. Next, as we have already learned, let us see a few more tools which is there in your large tool set. First is the eraser. If you want to erase any drawing, you can use the eraser. Okay, if you want to erase any drawing, you can use the eraser for erasing that particular drawing. This is a free hand tool. You can do any type of drawing by using free hand tool. So if there is no particular like rectangle, polygon, circular, there is no special type of drawing, you can use it with a free hand tool, right? So this is another command which we can use as a freehand tool. This is already, we have already learned, this is for drawing on the axis. This is for drawing a circular arc, different types of arc, keeping it on the axis. So this is the arc command. In arc command, you can do a arc, let's say from here to here. I want to do a arc, right? So we can form a arc by the first point and the last point. We need to go to the end point to form the arc. So just hold on, it's a circular beam, so there is no point of making arc here. Let us make on the plane surface. For arc, we need to just take the two end points and then take the arc on the face, right? So this is how we can form the arc. Okay, next is the follow me command. These are the basic function commands which are going to learn in tomorrow's class, right? In today's class we are learning just the basic diagrams. So in the tomorrow's class we are going to learn further more diagrams like follow me, copy, offset, orbit, etc. Next, we have already learned about the tape measure and the dimension. If you click the dimension, let's see, from here to here I want to take the dimension. So this is the dimension of my distance, right? You can push it here, pull it here and keep the dimensions. Let us take the dimensions of this side and write it here. So in this way we can use the dimensions. Remember, for just checking it during your diagram, you can use the tape measurement tool. Dimension tools can be used while using the giving the dimensions and putting it in your diagram. If you are doing a scaling in your diagram, you want to change it, then use the text tool to change this basic dimension, because this dimension will be given in meters or if in inches, whatever you are going to choose. In our design we have chosen as meters, so it will give you the practical, the exact. The scaling part you needs to be done, calculated from your side, and need to put through text command, right? Next is a protractor. Protractor, everyone knows, is basically to check what is the angle, right? So protractor command is basically used to check the angle. Text command, if you want to put any text, let us put the name of our channel. So any place, as is a 3D diagram, you can see the channel name is also coming as 3D, right? So let us put it on this surface. If you want to put it here, you can put it in this way. So you can see that the channel name or the text can be can be written in this way in the 3D diagram itself. So next option is basically the look around option. If you want to check any of the points, you can click on this look around option and can go ahead and check. Whenever you are going to look around any particular point, that particular point will take you to that particular position, right? So for the look around, let's say I want to check the interior. This is my look around, right? So whenever we are going to press this look around button, it will take you exactly to the look around of that particular surface or the drawing that we made. So it's basically you will be taken to the look around of that particular region. So by zooming out, we are coming to the main page. The other options are already explained. I'm again explaining it. It is one is the 3D warehouse, where you will find the already registered few of the diagrams like doors, windows, live components, furniture, products, backyard renovation, etc. In the extension warehouse, you can download further components. You can see here, you can download further components, which is basically free of cost. You can download for your better designment, right? Next is basically your save model. If you want to save model, you need to save your SketchUp model before sending it to the layout. So once you click on OK in the save model, it will be saved so that you can send it to the you can go ahead and send it to for your printing purpose. And the last one is your extension manager, where as we have already understood that we can enable or disable any push and plug extension managers which is available for SketchUp, right? We will today learn another thing, that is the shadow settings. How we are going to go ahead and understand the shadow. So for that, first let us delete whatever we had made till now. Okay, so let us form another design. Let us take the rectangle option, form a rectangle here. Okay, next let us take a circle and let us form a circle here, right? Let us zoom out. Yeah, so let us form the circle here. Okay, let us take a free diagram and let us form a free diagram. Like here, we'll take this as an obstacle which has been created due to the debris of a new construction, right? So now we are using the push and pull to give it a height. First, second, and now we need to go to the third one. Yeah, we have got the third one. Using the same push and pull diagram, we will be giving the height on the third obstacle too, right? So this is how our obstacles look like. Now if we need to find the shadow settings, what we are going to select all the components which is there in the screen, and in the tray already shadow settings are open. So let us do one thing. Let us first check how we can open this shadow, right? From that, you can go ahead in the window option. You have the option called shadows, right? From here, if you click on shadow, it will opponently open it, like windows going to shadow. You can see the shadow will open in your tray bar, right? Beside the shadow, you can see this is show and hide shadows, just like a book symbol is show and hide shadow. So we are basically clicking it. This will show shadows of the particular design we want to. From here, if we want, we can also change the timings, right? We can change the timings of the shadow and even the date of the year in which we want to find the shadow. Now if we want to go ahead and add scenes, right? So we have already learned how we can go ahead and do the add scening part. So for going ahead, you can like if you want to add any location, you can click on this for add location. Once you click on the add location option, it will ask you to give an address or latitude and longitude of that particular area, right? So we will give an address just to understand, right? Okay, just hold on. File, going to the geolocation, add location, and from the add location we are giving, let's say, Jadavpur University as the address, and click on search. So once we click on search, you can see that it will show you the exact diagram, right? If you want, you can go to the zoom in or zoom out by using the zoom level. So maximum zoom level is 18, and from here you can go ahead and do the zooming and zoom out. But if we take this diagram, it would be a proper diagram for the designing purpose. So instead of taking this diagram, we are just going to take this region, right? The select region, let us select the region. We are going to select this university region for our reference, just to show a region which is selecting for the purpose, and click on import, right? So it is automatically, you can see it has been imported in our mapping. So if you want, you can import it in our mapping and do the designs above the same, right? Okay, now as we have seen that if we want, we can go ahead and do the shadow analysis of a particular date and a particular time. Now if we go ahead and wants to do animation, let's say we are doing animation add scene. So first we need to save the new template and create the scene 1. Let's say we are taking scene 1 as uh, let's say, yeah, 1st February, and the timing is we are taking is, let's say, 3 p.m. Okay, so 1st February we are taking 3 p.m. as our scene 1 and doing the shadow analysis. From here we can add another scene, add scene 2. For scene 2, let us take in the month of April, 7th April, and the timing is, let's say, 12 noon, and do the shadow analysis. So in this way we can do multiple shadow analysis, save it, and we can check, and we can use, like, show it to the customer to show different shadow analysis in summer and winter, and in different times, like in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening, so that customers have full understanding how the shadow will appear in case of his rooftop solar plant, right? So in today's class we have learned the basic tools, usage of the basic tools, the large tool set, and how to do shadow analysis by using this basic SketchUp. In tomorrow's class we are going to learn the same thing using a 2D diagram. It would be more or less similar that of an AutoCAD. So we will just brush up the different functions that we can use here from AutoCAD, or we can even integrate AutoCAD in this SketchUp for doing the designing part, right? So thank you, class. In this class we have learned how to do the designing in a 3D interface, and how to do the basic shadow analysis of any type of design, and we have also learned the tool set using of SketchUp. In tomorrow's class we are going to cover the 2D interface. It is more or less common as that of an AutoCAD. We have already learned that, but we are going to brush it up to understand how we can do the same design in this SketchUp, and we are going to then do the full building design for shadow analysis, right? So in the tomorrow's class we are going to learn how to do the 2D interface design and how to use the tool set in the 2D interface design. So for our efforts, guys, we would like you to like, share and subscribe our channel, and hit the bell icon for further updates. Also share this video to as many people as possible, to your friends, colleagues, so that more people can be benefited from the same. And if you have any queries, suggestions, you can write us in the comment section. We'll definitely revert back on the same, clearing all your doubts. Thank you, class.